Okay, by now you should have gone through the videos of 24. I think there are 2. And there will be 3 videos of lesson 25. We have to get from 25 to 30 before January. All right, so the introduction of lesson 25 on page 106 in the middle. I want you to read that dark print. Read it out loud, okay? We're going to be talking about solutions of equations. And we're going to be combining the 2 new rules that we've learned in lesson 23 and 24. We're going to be combining those 2 rules. So we want you to write down those as a rule note. The 2 rules that we have been talking about. Rule number 1, the same quantity can be added to both sides of an equal sign without changing the answer to the equation. Okay, these answers are called solutions, or the root solution, or they're the number that satisfies the equation. So, every term on both sides of the equal sign can be multiplied or divided by the same non-zero quantity without changing the answer to the equation. So, on lesson 25, our introduction says that 3x minus 2 equals 10. Normally, we do the multiplication and the division, and then we add and subtract, as we've been doing our problems. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, order of operations. In solving equations, we are undoing what has been done. So we will be working backwards. We will do the algebraic addition first and the multiplication and division last. In other words, we're going to add first and multiply last. 3x minus 2 equals 10. The opposite of positive x is, of negative x is positive x, excuse me. So we put the positive x under both sides of the equal sign. We're going to be getting rid of 3 because we want x to stand alone. 10 plus 2 is 12, and the 2's cancel to 0, so we have 3x equals 12. We're not done. We still don't have the x by itself. We undo the 3x and we get rid of the 3 by dividing 3 on both sides. So we've done our multiplying and we're doing our dividing, because dividing is opposite of multiplying. So 3 times x should be 3x divided by 3, and that's going to equal 12 on this side. 3 goes into 12 4 times, and so you're going to multiply, you're going to divide, then that will undo each other. X will equal then 4. Example 1 at the bottom of the page. Oh, and there's another way of thinking about this. 3 and 3 equals 1. So 3 into 4 equals 3 into 12 equals 4. So you have 3 plus 1, and that would equal 4. Okay? Example at the bottom of the page says 4x plus 5 equals 7. To undo the positive 5, we add a negative 5 on both sides. 4x plus 5 equals 17. The 5's divide into 0, and it equals 0, and the 5 into 17 is going to be 12. When you subtract, So the 4's cancel to 0, and you just have x by itself already. 4 goes into 12 3 times, so x equals 3. We want to get rid of the 4 and leave the x by itself by dividing. Okay, example 2. Lesson 25. Okay, first we need to get m by itself. We have negative m plus 6 equals 8. Of course, we're going to do the opposite. So if we are multiplying by 5, we will divide by negative 5, its opposite, on both sides. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this where we are down here? Okay. The 6's cancel out. First, we have to... Okay, 6 cancels to 0, but then you have the negative 5m equals 6. 6 subtract 8 is 2. So we need to get rid of the negative 5 now. But every time we do one of these, our goal is to get the variable by itself. So we need to get rid of the negative 5 by adding a negative 6 to both sides of the equal sign. 5 can't be divided into 2, and it is the root. It is not an improper fraction, so it would stay as negative 2/5. We are multiplying by negative 5, so we will divide by negative 5 on both sides. To the 2 and into negative 5. To undo each other, leaving the m finally by itself. We have 2 minus 5, and that is the way we end it. M equals negative 2 over 5. The book has an important notation for you, so stop and read that out loud. Dividing by a negative number can sometimes lead to errors, so dividing negative numbers can be avoided. In this problem, it was by mentally dividing both sides of the equal sign by 1. Negative 5 equals 2. Negative 1 times negative 5 is going to be a positive 15, which equals 2 times negative 1, which equals negative 2, which equals a negative 2/5. Number 3. Negative 7k minus 4 equals negative 2. We want the k by itself, so we're going to do the opposite of this here. We're going to cancel these two out, and we're going to subtract 4 from 21, which is going to give us negative 17, or negative 17 over 1. So 3, pretty simple. Yes, baby. Do you want to help me teach my class here? Oh.
No.
Okay. Let's see, different signs, subtract rule. Reminder, a negative divided by a negative equals a positive answer. Please take a moment and put that in your notes. Both sides by 1, it would end up like this if you wanted to try doing it that way. You're still canceling out. Okay, so for your introduction, this is your last one for the introduction. Example 4 on 25. 11p plus 5 equals 17. We need to get rid of the positive 5 by putting a negative 5 under 17 and positive 5. 17 minus 5 is 12. But the 5's cancel out, leaving negative 11p equaling 12. Then, We still don't have p by itself. So we have our 11p on both sides. 11 goes into 12. Okay, and then you've got 11's canceling out, leaving the p alone. So we have p equals negative 12 over 11. Now example 5. 1/5 m minus a half equals 3/4. Well, first of all, we have to find the common denominator, which would end up being 5/4, because 3 plus 2 is 5 when you do your fraction part right here. So we have 1/5 m equals 5/4. Now, we just need to get rid of this 1/5 to isolate m by multiplying 1/5 by its reciprocal. We leave this improper. Okay, so now this is the first one we're doing with a decimal in it. It's example 6. 0.4x minus 0.2 equals negative a1b. Or oh golly, is that 0.16? I think it is, yes. Okay, so we're going to cancel by putting a 0.2 underneath the both. And it's going to give us 0.4x, because 2 plus 2 is 4. So, they're opposite signs, and we subtract. So we put the largest on top. 0.20 minus 0.16 is going to give us 0.04, leaving us with just x equals 0.1. Stop the video. We're going to be going on to our practice set, our second lesson 25 video next.